It is time for NFL Week 17 Best Bets at S&S Pigskin Picks. Back at it once again, joined by my partner in crime, Jeremiah Sheen, the favorite hawk. Yeah, we do this, Jer. We got a crazy schedule of NFL picks ahead. We got 8 picks against the spread, a teaser pick each, and an underdog pick for shits and giggles. So if you like that, stay tuned. Jer, you went 2-1 last week. A nice bounce back for you. That takes you to 33-30. Me, not a great week. 1-3. I took it on the chin, but not so bad. I actually had 3-1 weeks in a row. So takes me to 37-26. So let's get it on and cracking to our top plays of the week. These are our platinum picks, the first of our 4 picks against the spread. And you are going to the Texans and Los Angeles Chargers game. What are you thinking for this game?
Yeah, I've heard that this spread might have moved since the time that I took it, but I just think Houston's got a lot more to play for. I understand that the Chargers still have something to play for, but again, just this human instinct. When you're already in the dance. You're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to give that extra effort and be hurt for the playoffs. Kind of just a back of the mind kind of mind meld. But yeah, so Houston's got a lot to play for. They can still make some moves in the seeding. They can, they can still win the division. I still think Jacksonville's going to win it. But yeah, Houston's that defense. Oh man, they're on this streak. I know all streaks come to an end, but not this week. Houston's going to take care of business, and Chargers streak is going to come to an end.
Yeah, both teams are playing some good football. Houston obviously put up a little stinker last week against Vegas. But yeah, these are 2 teams that are going to be in the playoffs, you would think. But Houston, I guess, technically still has a chance at the number 1 seed or the division if Jacksonville loses out, and then if they win out. So, and I guess Chargers still have a chance at their division if they win out and Denver loses out. But don't see Denver losing to Kansas City. So you're on Houston +2. Also, you got to think that the Chargers offensive line is going to have trouble blocking the Houston defense. So look for Herbert to maybe get sacked a little bit there. So +2 for you for Houston. I am with my platinum pick taking Las Vegas. I switched it up, -1 or +1, whatever it is right now. Brock Bowers is out, so we're getting a little value with the Raiders. I think they're going to play to win here, Jer. The old man wants to get another victory before the season's over. And I read a quote from Max Crosby saying he doesn't give 2 shits about draft picks or draft orders. So I know it's weird seeing Vegas as a favorite, but I'm loving them this week. I think the Giants, they want that first pick, and they've got it. So all they got to do is keep losing. And I'm taking Vegas in a toilet bowl. But if you're going to win money in NFL, sometimes it's not glamorous. You got to take what's there. So, yeah, I'm going to take Vegas, -1, +1, whatever is around. Let's slide on over. Second of our 4 picks against the spread. Gold picks, I'm going to go with my gold pick. It's going to be Baltimore, +3. I was looking at Chicago, but I'm going to lay off. I just think the Bears and San Francisco are just playing some really good football. Don't see too much of an edge. I would lean Chicago, but in this situation, I think Baltimore is going to be motivated. They're going to be ready to go. They put up a really bad 4th quarter against the Patriots there. And even if Lamar doesn't play, I don't think it's too much of a drop-off for Tyler Huntley. Good old Snoop. I could actually see the spread going to maybe 3.5, 4 if Snoop's the starter. And Jordan Love, he's banged up. He's concussed. I think he will play. He practiced yesterday and today. So Green Bay hasn't been really that dominant the last couple of weeks, and I think they can be had here. I think Baltimore is primed to take this one, and I mean, they do still have a small chance for that division, so they got to win this and win next week, and then get some help from Pittsburgh. So give me 3 with Baltimore. And for your pick, we're going to Tampa Bay and Miami, Jer, 2 teams that put up stinkers last week. What are you thinking of this one?
Tampa Bay really needs this one. Talk about teams that need the win and are going to give maximum effort. They know that they have a bright spot in Carolina playing Seattle. Seattle's, surging for that number 1 spot. They're not going to let their foot off the pedal for a second. Carolina, being said, beat the Rams, beat the Packers, beat a few excellent teams this year. So by no means, and when they're a home dog, they seem to get it done. But it's crazy to think that Tampa Bay would end their season losing to lowly Miami. I know Miami's putting up some points and putting up some good efforts here and there, but I just think this is the
Miami,
time
it was almost in the playoff picture.
What you really are, and win by at least a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, this game for me is I think it's Miami or nothing, just because Tampa Bay has not shown anything the last 8-9 weeks. I think they were 6-1 at one point, and they're just a walking wounded squad. So I know Miami looked really, really bad last week, but I just think in this situation, Tampa Bay can still lose this game and still win the division. So, you know what I mean? I think this is a bit of a sandwich game for them. I expect Seattle to beat Carolina, so I expect the division to come down to next week in Week 18 in the NFL. So we got Silver Picks up next year. You are going to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Phillip Rivers, Indianapolis Colts game. What are you thinking for your Silver Pick?
The Colts haven't really managed to win yet with Rivers. He looks great. I'm not taking anything away from Grandpa, but Jacksonville's on a tear. They need these victories. Seeding's very important. Winning division's very important. This is a win that they need. It's going to be maximum effort. Trevor Lawrence is as good as he's ever looked. I know defenses that come off of bad showings generally play great in the next game, but I still think I still see Jacksonville winning by a touchdown here and kind of just putting the Colts down, putting them out, and just establishing their dominance in the division.
Yeah, the only thing, I think it's because it's that must-win situation type thing. I think Jacksonville's being taxed a little bit heavier because, I had to rub my eyes a couple of times seeing Jacksonville favored by 6.5 in the division. But I guess when you beat Denver, you get that little tax there as well, right? And I have a feeling they might be a little fat and happy after beating Denver because,
right?
Yeah, the Colts gave up 41, but that's different. Yeah, that spread dropped down to 4, and I actually took Colts money line. That didn't work out so well, but SF, I think that's just a different animal there. This is a division game, so I think Colts keep it close in this one, but Jacksonville has been on a tear, so it's hard to go against them, but we'll see what happens in that one. For me, Silver, I am taking the points with the Vikings, and your boy Max Brosmer looked somewhat decent against the Giants. He led him to that game-winning drive, and I see Justin Jefferson actually popping up out of the wilderness and showing himself once again. No better time against this Detroit defense, which is, at one point last year, they were one of the best squads in the league last year, and I don't know if it's injuries or whatnot, but they're just not looking the same. Lions' offensive line is just not the same as it used to be. You can just kind of tell because Gibbs isn't running for those 60, 70-yard plays like he used to in the beginning of the year. So it's ugly, but I'm taking Minnesota. I think they got pride. Taking 7.5 in this one. I think we'll be good, and I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Justin Jefferson pops off for a couple touchdowns, and I expect Detroit to win because Detroit does have a small chance still to make the playoffs. They need to win both games and then hope Green Bay loses both. So there's a small slimmer of hope for Detroit. So, the quote-unquote they need to win, but not too worried. I think Minnesota, they already beat them one time this year, and now they're getting them at home. Prime time, Christmas Day. So let's move on over to Bronze Picks. This is the last of our 4 picks against the spread. I'm going to lay the 7 with the Seahawks, Jer. -7 with Seattle. I don't like to lay this many points in NFL, as anyone who's followed the show would know. But I just look at this as Carolina, kind of that sandwich spot again. They know they got to beat Tampa next week to really clinch division. I mean, obviously, if they beat Seattle, they win a division. But Seahawks got the rest. They played the Rams last Thursday, and they are still fighting for that conference title. And man, the Seahawks team, when they do it right, they can really stomp on teams. They've beat up on some teams as road favorites. I remember they beat up on the Commanders really easily, and I think it was Miami earlier in the year. They just beat up on them. So it's a lot of points to give up, Chair, but I'm going to do it. I think a lot of the public will be taking Carolina +7. You just beat the Bucs, your division leader. So it's an unusual one for me, but I'm going to lay the 7 with the Seahawks and run. For your bronze pick, you are going to Monday night. What are you thinking, Atlanta and the Rams here? Is this a bounce-back situation for the Rams against Mr. Kirk Cousins?
The Rams, no, they're in the playoffs, but they want to get the seeding a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia Rams first round is just my worst nightmare. I certainly hope that the Rams win both of their games and something happens to San Francisco or whatever. I just don't want to play them in the first round. Second round is fine. Nightmares, but I'm taking the Rams. Get right spot.
Well, Eagles can still get the number 2 seed, right? Eagles can still get the number 2 seed. They need some help from Chicago. But if some way, let's just say Chicago loses their last 2 and Eagles win their last 2, so Eagles can still get that number 2 seed. And Kirk Cousins and gang, they've been playing some decent football against some shitty opponents. So I can see maybe people wanting to grab that 8. I expect it to be a high-scoring game. I think this will be 35-25 type game. I see a lot of points in this one. So Rams, very disappointing loss. They are looking to bounce back. So you are laying the 8 with that one. And let's slide on over to the Pooches, the dog of the week. Of course, both of our dogs lost last week, Cher, but this is another week. So let's get back on the train. You were thinking Houston the dog of the week here?
Didn't I take New England last week? I won my dog last week.
Oh, yeah, sorry, you did win. Sorry, I was mistaken. So you did win your dog. So,
and I really believe in
let's
Houston
go on to this week.
They're my platinum pick, so I'm taking them again as my dog of the week. I think it's value. They're just on a roll. Defense is fucking, no one can mess with them. Houston, baby. Woo!
Houston, okay. I will take the Bears. +3 against Frisco. I just think this team is kind of a cliche, but they're kind of like a team of destiny, kind of what Minnesota did last year, just run the table, everyone expecting them to fall off, but just keep winning and winning. San Francisco will be without, most likely, George Kittle. If he does play, he's going to be compromised, and really exciting game. I'm looking forward to that one, so I'll take the Bears. Shot in the dark for dog of the week. Teaser picks. Let's see what you got. You got New England teased down to 6.5, so under a touchdown. And you got Carolina up to 14 against Seattle. What are you thinking in that one? Just New England's going to run over the Jets?
I generally don't like doing a divisional game with over 3.5, but New England's rolling. They're still going for the number 1 seed. They're going to be going all out. I believe that they can pummel the Jets, but just in case this becomes one of those divisional games, I still believe they can win by a full touchdown without even trying. And yeah, Carolina, Seattle could open up a can of whoop ass, but I still imagine even if they're up 21 in the fourth quarter with 8 minutes left, Bryce Young's going to pop a touchdown, garbage touchdown, maybe a field goal, something, at least a push with this plus 14. It's an NFL team. You can't give them 14.
Big number.
That's too much.
That's a lot. It is, but the Seahawks can blow out teams. We know that. For me, I'm teasing up the Tennessee Titans, who have played some decent football lately, over 8.5 against the New Orleans Saints, who have been playing, 3 straight wins, 4 straight covers. I think the rest of the betting market is starting to catch up with the Saints, because I've been cashing some tickets with these losers pretty much all year, and we're seeing them as favorites back-to-back weeks, but playing some decent football. So I'll take Tennessee up over a touchdown. If New Orleans wins, I don't see them winning by double digits. And then I'm going to tease up Eagles, pass a touchdown to 7.5. Expect this to be a low-scoring game, a lot of running. Obviously, James Cook and gang are the best rushing attack in the NFL, and Saquon has looked decent the last couple of weeks, so I expect low scoring, so I'm going to take over a touchdown in that situation. And let's do a little quick recap of the picks for NFL Week 17, second to last week of the regular season. Kind of bittersweet for me, Jer, but let's look at the picks. You got Houston +2 on Saturday. You got Tampa -5.5 Sunday, or in the early window. Jacksonville -6.5 in the early window, and then Rams -8 on Monday Night Football. That's going to that game is going to actually decide a lot of fantasy football matchups. And I am in the finals of my league, and I had Patrick Mahomes. He's out for the year, and so I picked up Tyler Shuck and Kirk Cousins, and I have what's his name, Jared Goff, but I don't know. I'm not so high on him right now. And then also I have DK Metcalf as my top wide receiver. The fucking idiot gets suspended, so dire straits there. But yeah, I might have to play Kirk Cousins as my QB. As ugly as that sounds,
DK's eating too much candy.
Let's go. Little too hyper. Yeah, a little too hyper. But let's go to my picks. Las Vegas +1 in the shit bowl. Playing for a little bit of pride. They looked decent last week. They covered, so I'm going back to them. Baltimore +3. Desperation spot. I could actually see John Harbaugh losing his job, man. I mean, he's got the NFL record for the most, double-digit losses in the last 5 years, whatever it is. So make it or break it game. I think Baltimore was pissed after that game. They show up. Minnesota +7.5 on Christmas. Let's see what Brosmer and gang can do. I like the defense. I like the coach. And Seattle laying a big number on Sunday in the early window, trying to wrap up that division and that conference and all that good stuff. And we would love it if everyone would like and subscribe for us on this little channel we got going, Jer, and we're putting out some winners, and we're hoping people stay tuned for the playoffs and all of our previews and picks coming up. Any final words, Jer, as we sign off?
Go Birds! Let's beat Buffalo! Peace.
Go Birds!